Welcome back to Car Wax, where we're getting back into our second half of our R&B review. You're listening to the sounds of Ziri Productions, our other featured music producer. Our next up the bat is what we kind of said earlier, which was a big surprise. And not even anticipated, but the Solange new album, which was, what's the name of this joint? No, that's not it.
When I get home. Man.
So, I didn't know what to expect. I know I enjoyed the other one. So, put me in a whole different fucking mood, dude. Mm-hmm. It honestly put me in a field that I just floated all the way through the whole album. And it was the first cut was Things I Imagined. And that's all she said. Things I Imagine.
So why did you like that song when the only thing she said was, I saw things I imagined?
First of all, it was her voice, the production, and how it just took you to make you see what are the things that you can imagine. What are the things that you can
were
see?
Able to manifest into this world?
Yeah. What can you see that you can imagine that can be more than what you see? So it's more than what you see. And she just kept saying it, and it just puts you somewhere. And I was like, right. Wow. And that's all she's saying. And at first I was like, damn, that's kind of odd. She didn't say nothing else. And I rewinded it and put it on again. Even though that's all she said. And I realized it was how she put me in a mood. How she put my mind into seeing or manifesting or whatever. And it was really fucking great. And I was like, man, what else is going to happen? So then the interludes. And let me get through the interludes real quick. They were okay. I didn't need them. I get why she did them. But I was so into what she was giving me, I just really wanted to hear her.
Okay.
I didn't really care for them. I get why they were there. There was certain people that was saying things, and the substance of what they were saying were great, but I didn't need them because she hooked me on her singing. She hooked me on the mood that she was bringing. She hooked me on everything, and I just started going through that, like Down with the Click, and I was like, here's another one. What are we looking at? What are we prepared for? And it flowed directly in there. I'll just say it now. I tried to hold it, but the production on here was fucking amazing, dude. Mm-hmm. It was like you can go into a club and you see a live band there, and these guys and women or whoever's on there, you see them and they've giving you their energy. And that's how this production was all throughout this whole album. It just took me away. And she's not saying a lot, man. You notice that, right? She's really not. But the way she sung and some of the things she was saying was just amazing. You know, down with you, down with you, down with you, down with you, down. I was like, what are you talking about? And she just talking about going down the street, things that she does. But I'm down with you, and let's just go down. And I'm like, man, what is this? I didn't even know what I was feeling throughout this shit. So I'm just saying, this is just amazing. I can go through almost all of these, Sean, honestly, and I'm loving the way she did that. Way to the show. Take it to the way to the show.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man, really?
You know, Stay Flow was Metro Boomin.
Who? Stay Flow?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir. That was Metro Boomin, and then Almeida
Oh, Almeida was fucking.
and Sound of Rain was Pharrell.
Mm. Mm.
So the production on this was actually Solange with a couple of other people. And those were the two. Those were actually three tracks that stamped the album.
Right.
Those 3 tracks stamped the whole album and really, put it number 6. So go ahead and finish. I'll go ahead and get into mine too, because I feel you. I didn't know what to think either. I was just like, what the hell is going on? I can't stop listening to this.
I know.
I can't stop listening to this.
So the word is hypnotic. That's what I was trying to think. It was hypnotic to me. You know how you get hypnotized that you be like, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And it was a lot of them that you just wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? There was some that hook you. And then there was some that you kind of like, oh, okay. And then you get hooked again. It was like off and on. Some of them you listen to, some of them fucking hook you. Like Almeida was just, brown sugar, brown this, brown, black, black. And then you just felt good about being black again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, she's bringing in, look, you need to feel happy. You need to feel good about being black. And that's what it was. And it was just a doom, that. Brown liquor, brown sugar, brown skin, brown. And I was like, wow. And some of those I just wanted to hear again, man. And this is the one that fucking caught me. That just, I almost had to stop. The one Dreams.
Yeah.
That was just, it was like you can float away. It was like, I'll just say it. If you was just, you had some weed and you just laid back and you heard this, you would float away, dude. This was just dreams.
Yeah, I know that.
And it just, that's what she sung to me and said, you need to relax. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, this girl is amazing. They said they come a long way, but not today. And you kind of like, wow, let me just think about that. And it was, and it's just amazing. This one goes with everything I listen to. And I don't know when I'm going to get tired of it, because it goes with everything that I listen to, whether it's rap, jazz, anything.
Right.
I can put this on and it matches everything because it gives me a serious feeling as opposed to just listening to the music. And she's not saying much.
Nope.
She's just giving you just enough, and then the feel of the production and her voice, and said, this is just enough. This is all you need. And I just loved it. And then the one of my other earlier ones, what was it? Sound of Rain. I fucking love that one too.
Yeah, the Sound of Rain. Yep.
Sound of Rain. I was like, wow. That's another one I had to repeat because I'm kind of like, man, I got to get this feel out of this. How's this making me feel? And just pretty amazing, dude. I can go on and just be jumping in and out, but I know you had a similar feeling, so jump on in and let me know, bro.
Well, when I originally listened to this, I'll give you the whole thing. I was like, wow, Solange is so far ahead of the game. That was the first thing that I thought, because she was able to still put her point out she didn't even have to say anything, and she still put her message out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This when you listen to it and you're not really black and you're not connected, you're just like, she really wasn't saying anything. I mean, she wasn't saying anything. But in our reality, she was saying everything, bro. Like, she was getting her message across. you just kind of had to listen and get into the vibe of it. Like, damn, to your point, some things I imagined, and it was like, okay, and it made you start thinking, what are the things that I've done that I was able to bring into life?
Right.
That was the first thing that I thought. Like what are things that I imagined that I was able to put into creation and make it into what I wanted it to be? So it was like, wow. And then you're listening to the other parts, and like you said, you just vibing out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get into it until like track 6, and I'm just like, wait a minute, how many tracks did I just listen to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, whoa, that was 6 tracks. That was 5 tracks that I just listened to. When it in all reality, it sounded like only 3. So for me, like you said, I was lost in the music. I was lost in the sounds. I was lost in just her. I'm waiting for her to just give me another message. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, she's understanding that, this new generation don't care what the hell you saying. It's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? This whole album was like a whole Houston vibe. A lot of these tracks were related to like restaurants and streets in Houston.
Okay.
Not only that, like this was heavy Houston based, heavy Texas based.
Yeah.
It was slow. It had the chopped and screw vibe. Like you said, down with you, down with you. Down with you, down with you. That's chopped and screwed right there.
Mm-hmm.
She just did it in real time. You know what I'm saying? She just did it on her side. But on her previous album, A Seat at the Table, that was rare. That was very Houston based. I mean, New Orleans based.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she had the horns, and she had Master P talking. She had Lil Wayne featured on it. You know what I'm saying? So that trend, that's why I kind of like I really liked it too, because I was like, oh damn, she done went to New Orleans, now she went back home. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she kept the whole album like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was wrapped into one sound. So that really was like, it was just phenomenal, dog, because like you said, dude, I had to start looking at who was producing this. I'm like, what kind of sounds is this? She got the little, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? It's great. You know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely right. She is a pothead. This is like real pothead music, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is like Janae Aiko's album with no words. The Trip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If she could take it to where goddamn Solange could take it, that's what it would have been. But I think she has the science of this game all the way down. She made it to where you kind of have to listen to the whole album. It was 19 tracks, but it was only 37 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it looked long, but it was very short.
Yeah.
It again, she, like you said, dog, she was able to give you messages on the way to the show. I love the interludes. Let me hold the mic. Give me the mic, bitch. I was like, this was crazy. It's so crazy. Not only that, a very special interlude is when her and her homegirl was rapping. They was rapping on the bed. They saying shit. And they don't be saying nothing. And that was the whole concept of the album for me.
Okay.
And I didn't catch that till like yesterday. These women understand that these niggas ain't saying shit when they rap. And they winning. And they're winning.
Right.
So Solange and her homegirls was like, okay, well, I ain't really got to say too much. I just got to make sure the vibe right.
Just say what you want.
Brown liquor, brown skin. And then that nigga Playboy Cardi come on that bitch. I'm like, that shit is hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't saying shit. They ain't saying the motherfucking thing, but they are. You know what I'm saying? Well, Solange is. You know what I'm saying? She vibing out, but she giving you her message. She's still giving you that solid, be black, be proud.
Yep, be
like
proud.
You said, you know, they can't wash this black skin even in Florida water.
Not in the Florida water.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's gangster. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, that was and then the beat was retarded. Pharrell killed that beat. Killed that beat. And then just like I said, just on the fact of her having Playboy Cardi at the end, like, why the fuck you got Playboy Cardi on your album? But it was like, it was all part of the vibe.
Yeah. So you know, like Tyler the Creator was on there. Yep,
he sure was. And you know what? Right after Armada, Time Is, Sample was on that.
Yep.
And that was a great song.
Yeah. I mean, it's so odd. And she didn't, it's funny, she didn't feature them. She added them to the album.
Right.
So they wasn't like, here's your verse. She was like, you're going to be part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Instrument.
She was like, I just need you to play the piano, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Oh, I need you on this small vocal portion right here. But I don't need you featured on here. I mean, I don't need you, you know, a verse. I just need you as a spot on here. So I'm going to hook you up because you're talented. And I just need you a little bit in it. And when people go through it with the details, because they know when I do the details, I put the top motherfuckers on there. Like you said, Playboy Cardi up in there. Pharrell doing a lot of production. Raphael, he showed up again. But he played the bass in Dreams. So that was like, okay, wow. Devin the Dude up in that bitch.
Yep, he sure was. He was on the one right before Almeida. Dreams.
Yeah, he was on Dreams.
Yep, at the end of Dreams.
So I'm like, wow. So, and you know, you see her, she's producing every goddamn thing. She wants her hands to say, this is what I want, but I need all of y'all to help me put this together.
Well, nah. Do you know how she had a documentary on her first album? I mean, well, not her first album. She had a documentary on A Seat at the Table, and she actually makes like the core of the beat.
Really?
And everybody else just kind of fills it in. Yeah, like those are her sounds. Like those and all that other extra have those beats and bass and stuff. A lot of that is her sounds that she used, real instruments.
Okay. Damn.
You know, yeah, she do her thing. That's why it takes her some time to do these albums, because she's not just going in the studio and listening to instrumentals.
So go back to what you said, because I don't want to lose that, because that's so interesting, because I didn't think about it that way till you said it. But you said she's way past so many people that people can't catch what she's doing. They're like, she ain't saying shit.
Exactly.
So like, no, she's saying everything, dude. Sometimes you don't have to say it in order to know what it's about. So will she ever get that kind of respect other than from the truly artistic people? Because we saw that as artistic and talented as she is, them white folks was kind of like, yeah, but you're still saying too much about that black shit. You know what I mean? When her album was like pretty much one of the hottest shit that was out there doing her previous one. Now, this one it's almost like you can put it anywhere and she'll be fine. But will they really respect it? Because this is top on my list. Because, again, if I can't take it off and it makes me feel a certain way other than just listening to it, this is an amazing album.
Right.
And I mean amazing as in you really going to have to blow me away in order to take this from one of my top albums of the year.
Well, I definitely think it's getting some type of recognition. Pitchfork gave it an 8.4.
Okay.
That's pretty high.
It is.
And they're actually calling it one of their top albums, which surprised me.
Or
I don't
Pitchfork?
expect white people to catch on to this.
Because Pitchfork usually hitting those rock and the
Hmm.
heavy latent pop type shit. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah, that's
I
interesting.
I always check them out every now and then. But I will say that uh what this album did was it allowed you space in your brain to fill in the things. She gave you she allowed you to think while the music was playing.
Yeah.
It was like I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like she created something in your brain and she allowed you to play in it while it was running. You know what I'm saying? It was like she put the Ferris wheel on and you're like, oh my God, this is so great. This is great. Wow. And then it's off and you're like, what happened? Turn it back on. What are you doing? So I guess the word is hypnosis. Like
Hypnotic,
she
yeah.
put you in a trance to where, it created this universe in your brain where you don't want to leave it. You're able to think in a way that you're just like it again, dude. Oh man, what did I say? This is dude. The
Damn, dude.
man. All right. This project doesn't sound like anything else out here.
Nope.
I'm not gonna knock her for any short songs, because it was a real concept behind it. This project sounds better every time I put it on. Music is changing, and we are changing the way we listen to music. And
Yep.
she is bringing a different way of giving her message while
Yep.
still keeping it soulful.
Yep.
So the fact that she understands that we're listening to music differently and she is giving it to you in a different way. And people aren't understanding it because we haven't hit that wave of music yet. You know what I'm saying? Or we just haven't hit it in R&B and neo soul and pop and everything else. We only done it in rap.
Right.
And she's transitioned it from rap to neo soul. And she's the first one to do it. And everybody's like, oh, okay, that's cool, but it's like sleepy music. Nah, not really, bro. Because, okay, this is one reason why they say it's sleepy music, because it sounds tried to screw. One. Two, she do smoke when she do this. You know what I'm saying? So she has that vibe. And it's supposed to be a Houston vibe. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Again, you have to understand the theme of the song, of the album. If you don't understand that, and then when you look at the visual, you probably won't even catch the visual either. But the visual kind of explains that, yes, this is a whole Texas vibe here.
Right.
This is a whole Black Texas thing that we do, how we do things, and how I'm artistically showing everything. You know what I'm saying? So she knows something that we don't know. And the way she created this album, it was like, how are you able to still give your message, but with less words? But people aren't understanding it. People aren't getting it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
but
hard.
I know she's happy of the amount of people that are getting it.
Right. Right.
Because I think she was trying to intentionally not make people. I mean, she was trying to be as artistic as she could on this.
But I think she's done it in the past. She's just said, I'm not gonna do anything different from what I've done, but I'm going to approach it differently. And she may not have just sent out a totally blatant, let me just word it all the way out. Let me do some repetitive sounds and lyrics and give you the feel of what I'm saying, as opposed to just giving you explicitly what I'm trying to say. If I can get you into a feeling hypnotically, you'll get it. You may not get it right away, but you'll start getting it. And then if you keep listening to it, it just brings you into, and that's me. That's why I called it hypnotic, because it kept making me listen, and I'm listening, and I'm got something hype. Oh. I was like, damn, man, I want to put on Solange now. You know what I mean? Or something really, I'm chilling, I'm hearing something. Then it's back to, damn, I got to put on Solange now and shit. it's so soothing, and it's so mentally clearing. Like you said, it created a space in your mind to say, relax, calming, listen, flow, imagine, dream, see, don't see.
Yeah.
It's all of that shit, and you listening to it, and it's like, it's such a great feeling of anything that I've just listened to in such a long time. I got shit that hype me up that I keep hearing, but never that's something that I enjoyed all the way through that kept giving me different feelings. That's what made this, to me, just such an amazing album, dude.
Yeah, every time though, I haven't heard anything that I was not able to turn off. Like, I was literally like, I can't turn this off. So, and I actually call it Solange's version of This Is America's, but an actual album. Because even the visual was so deep. It was deep more than it was subliminal. It was like, man, because she always likes to use those powerful Black images. And then she does it in such like a artistic way. Let's just say it like that. She does it in such an artistic way. It's like, oh man, this is so cool. You know what I'm saying? So she's breaking down her visual that she did on Apple Music, and she's turning them into just songs. The only one that she didn't do was My Skin, My Logo. Of course, because of the obvious. Yeah. Because of the Gucci and all the Gucci tobacco. So I'm pretty sure she just skipped that for that reason. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the visuals, all the interludes are part of the visuals in there. Like, she has the actual videos for when the girl snatched the mic from her, when her and her homegirl are rapping on the bed, when the lady's like, do everything with intention. And do everything intentional. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, this is amazing. Because it's like little signals, little messages popping in your brain. It's like, that motherfucker's smart, man. She is so artistic, man.
She's talented, dude.
It's so ahead of time. It's so ahead of what today is bringing.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that can't catch up to that, dude. They really can't, because their intent is to party and jump up and drink and smoke out, and they can't slow their mind down to understand that, internally feel good. You don't need anything outwardly, internally. And this album makes me go internal. That's something that I can say. If you can get internally into yourself, it's kind of like, wow, I internalized that big fucking time.
Wow.
And it's all the way through too. It's not like, well, one song here, well, I couldn't wait to get to this part because this would. No, it started that way, it floated in between, and it ended in a great way too. So it was complete for me. And dude, we don't get a lot of completes like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it surprised me, dude. It's like, because I was listening to it the whole weekend, and I'm like, bro, am I tripping? Like, dude. And I'm listening. I'm trying to be critical with this. But I got it on repeat. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in the car. I'm zoning out to this. I'm trying to like, and then it's like the CD keeps getting shorter. I'm listening to it more and more.
And you're looking for it, right? You're looking for it.
Right. I'm just like, damn, this shit done turned into 20 minutes. This is a 20-minute album now, So I'm listening to it and I'm just like, there is, production-wise, no one's doing production like this. This is new production. This is fresh production. This is original production. The approach that she did, this is such an approach because of the production that she did, you know. And then she got the help with Pharrell, and then the help with again Metro Boomin, and those little small things literally completed the album. The features completed the album because they were a part of the album. Like you said, it was like an instrument, or like somebody playing an instrument. That's what it was, or a background singer. Playboi Carti was basically the background singer of that particular song. That's why he wasn't a feature. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just I can't tell you how many great things about this album, man. This thing is just, this is top notch. I haven't heard this type of music in years.
Yeah.
Like you said, I didn't hear this last year.
Nope.
I don't even think I heard it the year before last.
No, and that's why it's funny, and I know people probably be listening of how tongue-tied we are with this, because I can't compare it with anything, because there's nothing that made me feel. I got excited by how a person rapped. I got excited by certain lyrics. I got excited by some production, but I never felt how great a complete album and feel that a person created. I just haven't had that. That's what makes it so amazing. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's well deserved, and I'm gonna stick to it. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm scared, dude, because I'm thinking I'm gonna give it the same thing you're gonna give it. Oh my god! So off rip, man. So for me, being biased again, if I was being biased, if I was being overcritical of this album and not understanding where it came from, not understanding the theme, and I'm just basing it off of music and everything out here, and basing it on everything out here, which you shouldn't do with this particular album. But if I was doing that, these are the things that I would say. She's not saying anything. Everything is over repetitive. She might as well just had a CD full of hooks. Right. Not only that, what was the interludes for? What was the point of the interludes? I didn't really get that because of these repetitive things that she was saying. Like overall, like this album didn't do anything for me. That would probably be what the average person would say.
Yeah, that's what they would say. Yeah.
So me, I seen it the total opposite. I heard the vibe. I understood the concept. Like I said, Solange's mom actually put a comment kind of breaking down the track list. You know, so I was like, oh, this is a whole Houston thing. You know, so I embodied that while I was listening to the album, and then I noticed the chopped and screwed. So I embodied that. I embraced it. I embraced everything that she threw at me. And it sounded fresh, it sounded new, and I'm still listening to it. And and again, to your point, I don't think there's anything that's going to sound like this. I don't think there's anything that's going to be able to match like this. This is definitely one of the top albums of the year. Yep. I personally give it a 10.
Oh,
yes.
So, wow, you gave that bitch a 10.
Man, so, I had to, bro.
So
I had to.
I don't. May sound fucking dumb, but I just don't give 10s. I don't, because I just, that means it has to be perfect. I don't think it's perfect, but it's the best. You follow what I'm saying?
It's not a perfect album, but it's not best. There's no such thing as I don't know. I don't think a perfect album exists. What would be a perfect album?
I don't know, but I know it when I see it. But
oh my god!
So
that's just like Jesus coming back. I don't know.
I guess I know. That's Jesus around the corner, nigga.
Come on, man.
So
come on.
I had it at a 9.75. I did, because it can't be a 10 to me, because that means it's perfect. But there's nothing better than this. It's the best, but it's not perfect, because I don't know if perfect exists.
Right.
So for me to just give something a 10, it's almost like it's just perfect. You know what I mean? that means every single thing that she did was perfect. And she's pretty goddamn close, because there's nothing that has ever made me feel like I have to listen to this. There's no, I don't know how many, I can go back. I love songs. I love albums. I love a lot of R&B. I love Jill Scott. Love it.
Yeah.
And I kept putting it on because I loved it. But this right here made me feel something. You know what I mean? And it just took me mentally away. And I just haven't had anything like that in years. So I backed down. I backed down. You keep it, though. You keep it because, again, you know, like you said, it doesn't take much. I get that sound and be like, yep, that's what it is. That's it. That's it for me. I got it. But yeah, I got mine is 975, and it's somebody's really got to blow me away, and I'm gonna have to explain it. And you make me like, nah, nigga, explain to me why that one's a 10 and that other one's a 975. I'm gonna have to truly explain myself because I don't think it exists. But if I do,
we actually did review. Dang, I should have went back and listened to it before we went on. But we did review A Seat at the Table, and I think we both reviewed it, and it was like a 9.5 on the both of us or something.
Really?
It was very high. It was either 9.2, like a 9.2, a 9, but we both definitely had it at 9s. I felt like it was only right to go up one, because she did less but accomplished the same goal. She did less vocally, and matched and probably one-upped her production on this.
Yeah. I think the way she did her production on this was so unique, man. It was, right now, just talking to you, I'm ready to listen to it again. That's how good it is. That's how good that she created an album that sometimes when you talk about an album, you immediately go, damn, I got to hear that song again. Damn. Yeah, I want to hear that. That's what I'm feeling about how good this album is. And again, there's a lot of people that may not feel this way.
I'm telling you,
I'm
lot,
okay
man.
with it, though.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. And I'm not going to back down because I know how this music and what she's created has made me feel. So you can feel whatever way you want, anybody out there. But I'm telling you, if you take the time and realize that you not listening to no mumbling or any dance track or anything outside of whining, dude, this is an album to listen to. And sometimes people need to slow their ass down and take in things internally because she created a feel, and which to me is amazing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like you're going to an art gallery, right? And you see a piece of art, and it's nothing but like red paint dripping down a white back, right? And you have two people there, and they're like, "This is art." And then you see us here, you're like, what do you mean? Don't you feel that?
Yeah.
Don't you feel the drip, the blood coming down? Don't you know what that represents? And they're looking at you like,
the fuck are you talking
this ain't
about?
nothing. I can make this at home. And they're like, no, you
can't.
No,
you can't, motherfucker.
No, you cannot. How can you disrespect this piece of art? You know, so again, man, we're different eyes, you know, but I can definitely say that you're absolutely right, man. This brought me to a place that I didn't expect I can like be. You know, like wow, you know, like it literally takes you to this place.
Yep.
You know, and you literally like feel something there. You know, you feel something, and it wasn't in a. She didn't do it because she was on drugs. You know, she didn't talk about it as in, you know, I'm going through pains, and you know, like I'm kind of relating it to the Trip album. You know, like that was a whole vibe too.
Yeah.
You know, but it was like I'm going through something. You know, so it was like, ooh, but this is like, look, let's empower ourselves, but let's do it our way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, that's how we vibing out now. Okay, let me vibe out with y'all.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, Solange vibing out with us now. All
Hang
right,
on, let's
that's
do it.
what's
Let's
up.
do
That's
it.
what's up.
Yep.
You know, so it's like she joined in, and it was cool. And it wasn't like, and it was like she wasn't trying to. She was just doing her.
Yep.
Like, damn, okay, we gonna vibe out with you this, Solange. I like that. You know, so, you know, kudos for stepping out there, for being so bold to say, no, I'm gonna stick with this sound. This is the sound I want to stick with. And for you calling Metro and Metro being like, all right, you gonna stick with that sound? Okay, I could blend it in. You know, I like to blend. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I can make sure this blends in right to make sure you blend out the way you need to. You know what I'm saying? And then she brought Pharrell in, and you know he has his little bop, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, all right, nigga, that Sound of Rain is hard.
Yep.
That Sound of Rain hard, bro. I'm like,
And she brought it all together.
And yeah, and it all came together as one. And it all came together as one. And it was short. She got her point across. She got the message across, dude. Like, feel good, man. Just know that nigga, we black, nigga, we still out here being us. My skin, my logo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want, and that, man, that brought me to a place. Right after that, and he echoed out, and she started doing her little slow sing that she did on the first album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then she got into the I was like, I love this. I love this album.
Effortless on this too, dude. It was effortless. It was like she wasn't pushing. She wasn't, you know, it's sad to say it, she wasn't even trying. She was like, I'm creating, and this is what it is. And I was like, wow. And I felt that throughout this whole thing. She was like, listen to me. Listen, but feel this. So no, let me reverse it. It was feel this, then listen to me. I gotta put you in a feeling first in order for you to really listen what I'm talking about.
Right.
And
that's why I said it was a warm up. She had to warm you up to the album. I felt like those first couple of songs, when you initially listened to it, those first couple of songs was like, all right, okay, what's going on?
Yep.
Okay, what's going on? and then you start filling out, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you get into the substance of the album, you're like, wow, this is nice.
Yep.
I like where I'm at right now.
I feel good.
And then it finishes off so sweet. It finishes off really sweet, like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Scarface going, it's not screwed. I'm like, what? And then it goes into the next one. I was like, and then it finishes. And then you're like, damn, there's nothing else? And then you put it right back on again.
Right. So you're right, man. You're absolutely right. And then I already know why it was it's not screwed, based off of the Houston thing. And like I said, it felt like she wanted to make it screwed. You can hear the beats. The beats were double chopped or were chopped. And it was like, that's why at the end it was like, that's why she said it at the end like it's not screwed. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was satire. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got it. I got it. You know, it was like she was giving it out to a certain group of people, and I caught it.
Yep. But it's like you said, you're going into an art gallery, and we standing there with tears in our eyes, and these people come up and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And we said, do you see this?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. You be like, man, get the fuck away from me. Because it's emotional. It's all of that. And it just brings a lot. some people may not be able to see it.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it because I know how I feel about it. So, anywho. So, damn, a 10 and a 9.75. This girl is still bumping it. So,
wow. Yeah, she's still killing. I don't think she
killing.
can do nothing better than this, but she probably can. She's so ahead of her game, man. She's so far ahead. She's probably like, listening to this album, I say 3. She don't have to make another album for another 3 years, at least.
No. She'd take a break, tour a little bit, do some philanthropy or whatever. Hey, she's fine. And then she said, what else can I create? Yep. Or there may be a feeling out of the blue. She did one thing, go to Africa, did one thing, and said, I'm going to make a goddamn album of exactly what I just did.
And that's the thing. She goes to different cities, goes to different states, stays there for a little bit, get the vibe, and then make the music.
Yep. So we never know what she's coming with, you know?
Right. Just see what vacation she wants to go. I'm trying to see if I could talk her into coming to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And just
she make an Atlanta one next. That'll be hot.
Praise her. Praise.
Oh, man. Metro doing the whole album.
No doubt. So cool. Damn. High scores. But I'm still good, though. Still good with mine. I'm going to hold on to it. But you got anything else, dude?
Nah, that's it, man. Just make sure y'all go check out my sports show. I mean, not my sports show. My actual hip-hop show is called With That Being Said. But go on YouTube and make sure y'all check it out. It's WDBS Hip Hop. You can go on Instagram. That's WDBS Hip Hop. All one word. Y'all go and check that out. And you can click on the link and go check out the most recent episode that I got on that piece.
Absolutely. And check out the podcast, Car Wax on all podcast downloads. You can check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, all of them. And on the Bougie Black Brother Network on YouTube. So we got a whole bunch of them still on there, just in case you're looking at some videos and just want to hear it. We're all over. BougieBlackBrother.com is the website with all the podcasts listed. So we really appreciate you. Hope you go out and buy it. Not just listen to what we talk about. Go out and buy it, download it, stream it, whatever you can. Great albums. And we'll see you next Sunday on Car Wax. Peace.
Peace.